Hey everyone, it's Jason and welcome to Disney Lorcana trading card game, the first chapter starter deck. This is video number 4. We're going to go over the Sapphire Steel deck, which is like Aurora and Mufasa. Or that's Simba. That's not Mufasa. That's Simba. Yeah, so check out the previous parts 2 and 3 if you want to see the other two decks. We had the green and red deck, as well as the yellow and purple deck. So you can check out them if you want to see what's all in them. Of course, on the side of the boxes, they always do list exactly what's in every set. And then check out part 1 if you kind of want an idea. Brief overview. It's not full gameplay, but it does a brief overview of what the game is and how the cards work. So if you want to see that, so you know like what different components are and how the game operates before you check out what the cards are. So what's in the deck again? One starter deck of 60 cards, including 2 foils, which are going to be our 2 there. 11 damage counters, paper playmat, paper tracker game mode, plus a booster pack. So it's alright, let's crack this open and see what we got. Oh, come on. Getting sticky. Yeah, so basically you buy the starter deck to get you a decent amount of cards to start with. But then, yeah, you get a booster pack, which will help supplement your deck right away, which is really fun. See if you like the other colors. So we got our rules, we got our deck layout sheet, and our tokens. So the tokens, of course, 3s, 1s for damages, and our counter, and then our little pamphlet, in case you just want to follow along. Deck, discard, cards in play, equal cards, and your lore counter, and it's reversed for the other side. Alright, so we're not going to spend too much time on that. We're going to hop in, we're going to read the overall, like what this deck is about, if I can find it. It's in here somewhere. It's right there. But before we do that, there's our 6 colors, kind of paired up, and then there's our rarity, of course. Now we are going to get a lot of commons and uncommons. We will get some rares in here as well. But let's see specifically what the Sapphire Steel starter deck says. This deck is great at quickly increasing the amount of ink in your ink will allow you to get your most powerful cards out early enough in the game while banishing smaller opposing characters through direct damage. Maui, Dima God, Maleficent, Uninvited, and Mufasa to the Pride Lands provide your main source with lore 3 each, but they're costly to play. Grammatala, Storyteller, Mickey Mouse, Detective, and One Jump Ahead help you build your ink so you can get those high cost characters into play earlier. Steel characters the Challenger, including Captain Hook, Forceful Duelist, Prince Eric, Dashing and Brave, and Simba Recurring King are great for Challenger opponents' big characters. Fire the cannons, grab your sword, and smash deal direct damage. It is very useful in facing characters who have already taken damage, and for characters with evasive who can be tough to remove. Don't forget to consider the coconut, which is great at keeping strong characters fully healed. The Sapphire and Steel decks award regressive and sustained speed, well-timed healing to keep your costly characters in play. Alright, so we'll kind of look at them. We'll start seeing what the theme of them all are. Will I open up this pack? Look at the Maleficent one there. Alright. Is there ever an advantage to buying 2 decks? I would say probably not. I mean, yeah, there's some of the rare cards maybe you want to have 2 copies of. But I wonder if it would be too much to have, like lots of ever get three or 4 copies. It could be beneficial. I'd probably say over half the deck you only have 1 or 2 copies of. So you got easily get 2 to 3 copies, which would be better to play as, I suppose. Let's look at our 2 foil cards first. So we have our super rare version of Aurora. Dreaming Guardian. So I'm not gonna read all the costs every time, the attack and defense and all that. You can check them out. But we have Floodborn. So like I've said in all the other games, we have 3 types of Borns. We have Storyborn, which is like them directly from the movie, TV show, whatever. We have Dreamborn, which is kind of like their fantastical or dream version of themselves, how they think they should be or what they would love to be. And then you have Floodborn, which is almost like an alternate reality version. So this is Aurora, who's instead of being just like the damsel in distress type of princess, she's like a commanding element. She looks like she's commanding the thorn bushes, the briar roses, which is really fun. Um, yeah, so the Dreaming Guardian. She has shift 3. You may pay 3 to place on top of one of your characters named Aurora. This is definitely a cool effect because it lets you kind of surprise your opponent because you're getting a powerful character later on for cheaper. Um, Also, the fact that you're um, like the first time you play a character, you can't do anything with them on the first turn. If you shift them in, you can automatically do stuff. You can get challenge or quest right away. She also says Protective Embrace. When your other characters gain ward, opponents can't choose them except to challenge. Oh, nice. So they can't play effects that do direct damage or return them, or weaken them. That's pretty fun. As the princess slumbered, her powers awoke. Their other rare is just a regular rare. It's also a foil though, but we have Simba, Recurring Kings. This is our steel color, our gray. Um, what do you got here? 6 defense. But he costs 7. So storyboard, hero, and king. Challenger +4. When challenging, this character gets 4 attacks. If he goes on the offensive and does the challenge, now he has 8, which is going to take out pretty much everybody. I don't even know if I've seen a character who's had higher than 6 yet. So he has Pounce. Um, During your turn, this character gains evasive. They can challenge characters with evasive. Cool, so now you can attack pretty much anybody you want. 7 cost is very powerful. Alright, now let's hop into our regular cards. We have 3 copies of Aurora Briar Rose. So this is her storyboarding version, her regular hero princess. Disarming Beauty. When you play this character, chosen character gains -2 attack this turn. Which is neat. So we can summon up the first turn she comes in. Um, there was something strange about that voice. Too beautiful to be real. Prince Philip. We do have 3 copies of the another Aurora. We have Regal Princess, another storyboard. So this one only costs 2. So if you shifted in her Dreaming version, which I love, the dress isn't that different, but it's different enough. Like you can see it's an exaggerated version, which is really cool. Um, but yeah, so this would cost 2 to play, and then 3, which would be your total of 5. So you're not really paying any more for it, you're just paying for it over time. Although you could play her on top of this, which then would cost you a total of 7. But that might be what you need. But then look at her stats. She has 3 to 5 or 2 to 5, so this one's not too far off. But this one's 2, 2, 3 to 5. So you can see how the advantage comes if you play the little bit cheaper versions. But be the fact that you have 5 other versions that can get you out there. Let's say dream. They say if you dream a thing more than once, it's sure to come true. We have 2 copies of Flounder, Voice of Reason, Storyboard Ally, Excitement, Adventure, Danger Lurking on every corner. Ah! There's a shark in the background. I love them. Little cheap cards. You need them in your deck. We have 2 copies of Grammatala, Storyteller, Storyboard, and Mentor. I will be with you. When this character is banished, you may put this card into your inkwell face down and inserted. Oh, that's actually fun. So basically just play her, then your opponent has a thought process of, do I keep letting them keep either challenging me for 1? Like you challenge for 1, and then she gets banished. Boom. Or you can keep doing lore every turn. 1 lore, 1 lore, 1 lore. And eventually your opponent has to decide, can they keep suffering that, or do they have to just take her out, take the 1 damage from her, but then now you get an extra ink card in your inkwell to play, so you can play stuff better. So it's kind of an interesting thing. They have to decide how long they can force to keep getting that 1 lore before they have to just take her out, then giving you an advantage to play better cards. Is there something you want to tell me? Is there something you want to hear? We have 2 copies of Jasmine Disguise. Try to understand. I've never done a thing on my own. I've never had any real friends. I've never been outside the palace walls. So that kind of just simple but basic card. We have 3 copies of Maleficent, Sinister Visitor, Storyboard, Villain, and Sorcerer. The princess's shall indeed grow in grace and beauty, beloved by all who know her. But before the sun sets on her 16th birthday, she shall prick her finger on the spindle of a spinning wheel. Yeah. So again, just pretty decent stats. Then we get a fun version of her, a rare. We have Maleficent Uninvited. This is kind of like her earlier form. It's also her Dreamborn. I love the costume change, right? Instead of having that cloak, she's kind of got like I don't need to hide myself. Um, 5 cost. She had no imitation and needed no introduction. Yeah, she stepped with that six, 6 defense, 3 lore. We have 3 copies of Mickey Mouse Detective. We always gotta have a Mickey Mouse. Um, Nobody's also kind of like a weird steampunk Mickey Mouse. Dreamborn version because dreaming is a detective. Get a clue. When you play this character, you may put the top card of your deck into your inkwell face down and you're deserted. Yes, you don't know a card, you're sacrificing some card you're not going to ever know of, which could be bad going for a specific one card in your deck. But again, it helps ramp you up so you can play better cards. Wherever the seaweed had come from, make you sure of one thing, something fishy was going on. So I think he's the only detective in the sets. I wonder if we'll see more. We always have like the Great Mouse Detective we could play, they could get later in an expansion. We have 2 copies of Mufasa, King of the Pride Lands. Sorry Boy, Mentor, and King. Just again, high cost, but high everything else. A king must care for all creatures of the kingdom, no matter their size. The opposite of him, we get 1 copy of Scar, the Mastermind. Um, Insidious Plot. When you play this character, opposing character gets -5 attack this turn. One of the best plans involve a little danger, not just for me. So it's really neat about these minus attacks is because um he can play, although he can't do anything right away. I can then challenge somebody else and not have to worry about them doing damage back to me. So maybe you just do direct damage to them. So that's a really fun idea. So just like example here, we got Mufasa. If he was fighting, someone else played him against Mufasa, all of a sudden now he has 0 attacks. Now if you attack Mufasa, you're just doing damage to him. So that's pretty cool. We have 3 copies of Develop Your Brain. With the top 2 cards of your deck, put one in your hand and the other on the bottom of your deck. Not bad. Knowledge, wisdom, and there's real power. So this could work really well with our previous card, Mickey. To put a character back on top of your deck face down. Because you look at the top of your card. At least you can see what you're getting, right? Like top 2 cards of your deck, put one in your hand and the bottom of your deck. I guess no one. I was thinking you put one back on top of your deck. It doesn't work. Knowledge, wisdom, and there is real power. Alright, then we have 2 copies of One Jump Ahead. Our first song for this deck. Songs are really fun. So a character of the cost of 2 or more can exert to sing this song for free. So you can pay 2 to just play this and use its effect, or you can take a character that costs at least 2, use them as a paying resource to play this card. Put the top card of your deck onto your inkle face down and you're deserted. Neat. So yeah, again, we're kind of sacrificing our deck randomly. Um, yes, now there's a lot. Again, if you're keeping 2, 3 copies of every card, 3, 4 copies especially, random top cards not that big of a deal. But like for our rare cards in the deck, where we have like one of each, like one Scar, one, Aurora, and one like Simba, like that's a card you'd be worried about also you lose. But might be the risk to play what you know you have in your hand that you can get out. Gotta eat to live, gotta still eat. Tell me all about it when I got time. I love Aladdin. Um, 3 copies of Coconut Basket. Consider the coconut. Whenever you play a character, you may roll up to 2 damage from a chosen character. Items are super grossly overpowered. Um, they're just hard to get rid of. Like a character, you can if you challenge with them, they're taking damage. If you're questing, someone can now challenge them and do damage to them. So they're gonna continually take damage. I don't think they're gonna last forever, But item cards, pretty much you play them, they stay out. In this case, whenever you play a character, you may remove up to 2 damage from a chosen character. So as long as you keep playing, guys, you can keep healing. There's very few cards that get rid of items right now. A coconut is a versatile gift from the gods, used to make nearly everything, including baskets, to carry more coconuts. And our last blue card, or Sapphire, is Magic Golden Flower. Healing Pollen. Banish this item, move up to 3 damage from a chosen character. So this one is only just do 3 quick damage, but then it's gone, but you can choose when to use it, versus the other one essentially could heal more than 3 damage, the coconut, but it's going to take you playing more and more cards. Once upon a time, a single drop of sunlight fell from the heavens. Cool. Alright, so let's look at our steel cards. We have 2 copies of Beast. Hard-headed. Storyboarding hero and prince. Let's see, he's destroying his desk or library. Break. When you play this character, you may banish a chosen item. So there we go. We have a card right here, a way to get rid of them items. She'll never see me as anything but a monster. I love the artwork on these cards. So fantastic. This one is definitely cool. This is, I think, one of the cards that really got me excited about this game. 3 copies of Captain Hook, Forceful Duelist. This is a Dreamborn. It's like his fantastical version of himself. Villain, pirate, captain. And you see he has a giant blade instead of a hook. Challenge 2. So when challenge character gets 2 attacks, it's really cheap. 1 cost, but now he can do 3 damage. He loves to make light of a foe's predicament. There is captured Tinkerbell. So that's a really cool artwork. 2 copies of Goons, Maleficent's Underlings. They may be useless, but they came with the castle. That's fun. Just very easy to play. We have 2 copies of Hercules, True Hero, his Dreamborn version. There he has this big giant mighty shield. He has some armor on. He has lightning surrounding him. He also is wearing Scar, which I love because he throws down the Scar like rug at one point. Now he's wearing it as a cape and headgear. That's so hilarious. He has Bodyguard. This character may enter play exerted. When an opposing character challenges one of your characters, they must choose one as Bodyguard if able. So that's definitely helpful, protecting your other characters. You gotta admit, it was pretty heroic. We have 2 copies of Kristoff, Official Ice Master. Again, pretty simple card for steel. Kristoff, you want to talk about supply and demand problem? I sell ice frozen. Ooh, that's a rough business to be in right now. I mean, that's really unfortunate. We have 1 copy of Rare Maui Demigod. Storyboarding Hero and Deity. 8 cost, 8. So I said we hadn't seen anyone with high defense yet. Right there we go. So we have 8 defense and 8 attacks. Again, he's gonna be able to take out pretty much anybody, stay alive a long time. But the thing is, he also costs 8 to get out, so it's gonna be a little bit harder. I'm assuming you only play 1 card every turn. That's 8 turns before you can even play him. 9th turn before you can challenge with him or lure with him. But if you play these other cards that draw cards off the top of your deck and put them in, you can play them on maybe turn 4, 5, maybe 6. 5 or 6 probably. Maybe I doubt 4. I don't think you're gonna ramp up that quickly. If you have 5 or 6, 2 turns early, that can really surprise your opponent. When the god gifts you a boat, you take it. The boat's owner is optional. We have 2 copies of Prince Eric, Dashing and Brave, Storyboarding Hero and Prince. Challenger 2. It's another cheap card that gains a boost from challenging. So they're kind of fun because the steel guys have like pretty good defense, but then they can get really strong. We have 2 copies of Simba, Rightful Heir, Storyboarding Prince and Hero. I know what I have to do. During a turn, whenever this character banishes another character, a challenge, you gain 1 lower. I can't hide anymore. It's time to accept my destiny. Yes, that's definitely what steel seems to be. High defense, potentially high attack, like boosting attacks. 3 copies of Fire the Cannons. Action, deal 2 damage to a chosen character. Yep, just help finish guys off or weaken people. Uh, double the powder and shorten the fuse. Shorten the powder and double the fuse. Ah, Mr. Smee. We have 1 copy of Grab Your Sword, which is a song. The mob song. Sorry, right on the bottom it does tell you what song these are from. Usually it's the name of it. This is the mob song. So character of 5 or more can pay for this song for free. Deal 2 damage to each opposing character since that just spreads out, hits everybody. We don't like what we don't understand. In fact, it scares us. 2 copies of Ransack. Draw 2 cards, then choose and discard 2 cards. Who has time to relabel? So helps you find what you really need. We got 2 copies of Smash. Deal 3 damage to a chosen character. Go away. And our last 2 cards is Frying Pan. Which is our item. Claim, banish this item, chosen character can't challenge during their next turn. So again, this should maybe help, like, someone's like, oh, I played a big card, like, maybe they played their Simba or Maui, and you could be like, yeah, you can't challenge this turn. It's a fine piece of cookware, but as a weapon, it's truly stunning. Yeah, so, yeah, Steel tends to, looks like it's doing a lot more stuff with, uh, high defense, but, like, getting some good attacks in there as well. Blue looks like it's trying to help speed up your deck. It's just kind of what we're looking at. Alright, so the last thing we'll do for this video is we will look at our booster pack. We'll see if we get anything to help accentuate our deck. So again, we're looking for Steel and Sapphire cards, but we'll also just see the other colors and see if any of them would maybe be like, hey, I might want to pick up this color. So 12 cards, 1 foil of any rarity, 2 rares or higher, so rare, super rare, or legendary, 3 uncommons, and 6 commons. I'll throw up the back of a card here while I open this. So of course we're gonna, yeah, this is the 3rd starter deck I've opened, so I've gotten cards each pack that work well with the decks, and then lots of stuff that didn't, but then they'll work with the other 2 decks I've had. So like I've gotten 3 decks, I've gotten 3 packs of cards. I can, since I have all 6 colors, I can mix and match. But I can also, if I want to, dismantle these decks and swap them around. And I guess you could probably even just, like, I could take the Steel out of this deck and replace it with the Ruby and just try different combinations. That's kind of a fun thing you could do. Alright, so we're going to start off with our little tip card there. And we have the bottom corner of Mickey. Alright, our first common is Scar. Fiery Usurper, Dreamborn. I love these made of fire and magma. Just, high cost, very aggressive card. These are these are almost the opposite of the Steel. High attack, low defense. They're gonna go out guns blazing. Consumed by the flames of ambition. Our amber cards, we have Timon, Grub Rustler, Storyboarding Ally. Tastes like chicken. When you play this character, you may remove up to 1 damage from a chosen character. And that's very simple healing effect. It costs 1. There's all manner of tasty treats in the world. You just gotta know where to look. So this comes in, and use him as a defender. Amethyst, we have Dr. Facilier, Charlatan, Storyboard, Villain, Sorcerer. Challenge 2. So, he gains a boost only when he's challenged, otherwise he's not really doing much. He has some decent defense. Enchanté, a tip of the hat from Dr. Facilier. We have a green card. So we have Megra pulling the strings. Dreamborn and Ally. Wonder Boy. When you play this character, chosen character gets +2 till the end of the turn. Just he'll help boost up somebody else. A deal is a deal, but falling in love was never supposed to be part of it. We got another Mickey Mouse. We have Detective. So yeah, we already have this card, but this gives us another one. So if we wanted to play 4 copies, we definitely can. Then our last common is an item card, which will work great for this deck. Beast's Mirror. Show me. Uh, exert and then pay 3. If you have no cards in your hand, draw a card. Just you just sit out, and then if you're spending too many of your cards, maybe because you, especially if there's blue deck in there, if you play them, you get more ink wallet and you're playing them quicker. This should be a way to like help refresh your hand faster. Ashamed from his monstrous form, the beast conceals himself inside his castle. The magic mirror is his only window to the outside world. Our uncommons are Dragon Fire, Ruby, Banished Chosen Character, Red Shazat, super aggressive. Rare is a hero who can withstand a dragon's wrath. So don't even worry about, they play, that Maui 8/8. Just play this, boom, he's done. Don't even worry about having to, that would kind of suck for that guy. We have Sven, official ice deliverer. Um, Reindeer coming through, Kristoff. So high cost, good defense. Just kind of there to help out. Our last uncommon is Jumba Jukabia, Renegade Scientist. He's from Stitch, Lilo and Stitch. Um, Created something? Ha! But what would be irresponsible and unethical? I would never, ever even make more than one. That's funny. Alien and Adventure, it's his Dreamborn version. That's neat. So he's like, if he's more of a scientist, um, pretty even stats all around. All right, our first rare. Oh, nice. We got Jasmine to go with this deck. Um, Queen of Agrabah, Floodborn. So this is like the alternate version. So it's like if she became the Sultan, essentially, or the Queen, I guess. Hero, Princess, and Queen. I love that she keeps Princess, even though now she's a Queen. Shift 3, so you can play her on top of another Jasmine. Um, and then Caretaker. When you play this card, this character, and whenever she quests, you may remove up to 2 damage from each of your characters. Nice. Lots of healing there. That's pretty sweet. Then our other rare is actually bump bump bump. We got super rare. We got an Aladdin to go with our Jasmine. Heroic Outlaw, Floodborn. This is his fantastical self. Our alternate self. So she's the Sultan. He's the outlaw hero that maybe opposes her. Or helps her out from the other side. He has Shift 5. Daring Exploit. During your turn, whenever this character banishes another character in a challenge, you gain 2 lore. Each opponent loses 2 lore. So yeah, this is neat. So he does attacks rather than questing, you still gain lore out of it. Alright, then our last card is our foil, which is a common, which is just another break. But that's not bad, because we only had 1 break in this deck, so now we can have a second one if we're really worried about item cards. Alright, so that is what we have for our third deck, first chapter. If you guys are enjoying the videos, definitely go check out the other 2, and check out the first one if you haven't really know what to play, if you haven't checked that out yet. I also will eventually, videos to come will be the gift set, kind of see that a little bit in the back there, and as well as the booster box. So yeah, if you want to see a lot more different cards, check out the other Lorcana video games. Hope you guys are enjoying.